Hello friends of the channel. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about who was Chico Xavier. My name is Alex. I'm a student of Spiritism doctrine, which addresses the topic of mediumship and life after death, all with the idea of helping us to be better people, focused on our evolution as human beings and our salvation through pure and simple love. Spiritism doctrine is very popular in my country of origin, which is Brazil, and everything about these topics fascinates me. And I can't find relevant content on the subject in English, and for this reason, I want to share the wealth of this information with you. There are many things I wanted to share here on the channel, but I came to the conclusion that everything I want to share, it would be impossible for me to do so without first having talked about two people first. One of them is Allan Kardec, which already has a video on the channel. And second, it is my duty to present to you he who was the greatest medium of all time and unfortunately little known in the world. Full name, Francisco Cândido Xavier, more known as Chico Xavier. I want to make a summary, but with enough material for you to understand the main points, and Chico Xavier and his works, which will be references to be mentioned in the next videos. And I'll also warn you, if you're a person who doesn't believe in mediumship or life after death, or if you think that it's something demonic, etc., don't waste your time. This video is not for you. But if you're not that kind of person, then relax and enjoy the video. I'm sure you'll like it. Without further ado, let's talk about Chico Xavier, a man who left a great legacy with many stories and lessons to be given. He was born in Brazil, in Pedro Leopoldo, Minas Gerais, on April 2nd, 1910. The son of a laborer and a washerwoman, Chico and his 8 siblings were orphaned by their mother at the age of 5. His father was forced to entrust some of the children to the care of friends, and Chico ended up with a godmother who mistreated him. Chico, as he was called by everyone, sometimes heard his deceased mother say that she would send an angel to the family. His father remarried and had 5 more children. In that time, there was no television, so they occupied themselves with other things. Apparently, Chico started working early because he needed to help with household expenses, and he also fell ill early in life. First his lungs, then his eyes, and then angina that caused chest pains. At the age of 17, on July 8, 1927, Chico Xavier held the first public meeting of mediumistic service. Public mediumistic meetings, for those who are not familiar, even because these are terms that are being translated directly from Portuguese, mean that Chico attended to people providing mediumistic services, which is when he started psychographing. 17 sheets of paper were quickly filled, addressing the duties of a Christian, and without charging a cent for it. Until 1931, he received many poems and messages in the form of psychographs. For those who are not familiar with the term psychography, I'll explain it in the quickest and most summarized way possible, precisely so as not to lose focus on the video. Psychography means when the medium receives a message from spirits through writing. In Chico's case, he surrendered his body, so to speak, to the spirits who used him as a tool to write the messages. But it was in this year that he saw the spirit of Emmanuel for the first time. Channel friends, remember this name well, Emmanuel, which is the name of Chico Xavier's spiritual mentor. You will heard this reference a lot here on the channel. His inseparable spiritual mentor. By 1950, Chico Xavier had already psychographed over 50 books. On January 5th, 1959, he moved to Uberaba. Uberaba is a municipality in the interior of the state of Minas Gerais, southeast region of Brazil. Initiating mediumistic activities in public meetings of the Christian Spiritist Communion and also starting the famous pilgrimage. On Saturdays, he visited needy households accompanied by a large number of people. Chico psychographed 451 books. The copyrights of the published works were given to spiritist publishers and entities linked to charity. The books were translated into several languages. The city of Uberaba became a center of attraction for numerous visitors seeking a consultation with Chico Xavier. Many had lost loved ones and sought comfort, and he psychographed thousands of letters for these families. Chico has also been involved in controversies, such as one of the most well-known being about a session of spirit materialization in which Chico Xavier was invited to attend. When I speak of materialization, I mean that literally this lady claimed to make a spirit materialize in front of everyone, that a tangible being would appear there, making masses of ectoplasm appear, things like that. According to the Latin American Center of Parapsychology, the session would have been a hoax and Chico Xavier possibly deceived. And the lady who promoted this spiritual materialization session turned out to be a charlatan. Some time later, the medium who promoted the materialization, Otilia Diogo, was caught in fraud with the nun's clothing from a suitcase. Those clothes were supposedly worn by her to pretend to be the spirit that materialized. Geraldo Lemos, the founder of the Casa de Chico Xavier Museum in Pedro Leopoldo, argues that this fact does not dismiss the authenticity of that experience. He points out that many mediums, for some reason, lose their mediumship and then resort to tricks to remain in the spotlight. Of course, this reflected poorly on Chico Xavier, as he was present and also deceived by the hoax, given that he was already a well-known medium at the time. Where questions were raised, like, if he's a medium and always talks about his spiritual mentor, Emmanuel, in his books, who is always helping him, why didn't Emmanuel tell him that it was a hoax? But this doesn't diminish his credibility. Pay attention to the following case, and you'll understand why these types of things happened to Chico Xavier. Another case involving Chico occurred when two people presented themselves during one of the public sessions he held. They introduced themselves as reporters interested in doing a story about him and the services he provided to the community. They claimed to be international correspondents for the New York Times. One of the reporters spoke only French and the other communicated in Portuguese, but you could notice an English accent in him. Chico agreed to the interview. At the end of the conversation, Chico presented each of the supposed reporters with a book, and they left. However, it was all a sham, as they were not international reporters, but rather collaborators of a very popular magazine at the time called Cruzeiro Magazine. And Chico, being very humble, he didn't realize their real intentions and that they weren't actually foreigners. They were pretending. In the office, as they prepared the material, they planned to tarnish Chico's image, claiming he was a fraud and that he hadn't realized they were not who they claimed to be, nor were they there to conduct the promised interview. However, the fake reporters soon realized something surprising. The book that Chico had given them contained a special dedication. In it, it was written, "For Jean Manzon and David Nasser, may you walk in peace." The dedication was signed by Emmanuel, Chico Xavier's spiritual mentor. This dedication revealed the true names of the supposed reporters. This event completely changed the direction of the article they had planned to write about Chico. Instead of a negative expose of his reputation, the article became more ambiguous, raising questions about the credibility of Chico Xavier. Of course, the magazine's article left Chico feeling down because it wasn't what he expected. Chico questioned his mentor why he had allowed it. Emmanuel replied, "Vanity allowed it. These are just small stories among many that happened to him." Just so you can visualize a little more about this enlightened man. As one learns from the literature of Chico Xavier and the studies about him, it's clear that Emmanuel didn't go easy on him, but rather allowed Chico to get into trouble for his own learning. On July 28, 1971, Chico Xavier participated in a live national television program. It was a highly respected interview program in the country called Pinga Fogo. During the program, Chico was questioned by various reporters, the audience and leaders of other religions. And he made some very curious revelations about the future of the country and humanity, even about contact with life from other planets. The program lasted for many hours, and at the end, he performed a psychography. Chico handled all the questions very well, which further increased his popularity and the popularity of Spiritism, to which he openly belonged. Considered the greatest psychographic medium of all time, Chico Xavier died on June 30, 2002, at the age of 92, from cardiac arrest. He told his close friends that he wanted to depart on a happy day. The date became memorable for all Brazilians celebrating the conquest of the FIFA World Cup title. Chico Xavier's legacy transcends religious barriers, making him one of the most admired and acclaimed personalities in Brazil. Chico Xavier was born in poverty, and all the financial benefits he gained from his spiritual work were donated to charitable institutions and needy individuals. The same applied to the money earned from his books. Chico never charged for his mediumistic work, and even the donations he received, he did not keep for himself. He always passed them on to someone more in need. Francisco Cândido Xavier was a great example of humility and love. He lived what he preached. In the description of this video, I'll leave the link to his interview on the Pinga Fogo program, along with some other links of interest with subtitles in English. His main books, I would say, are all of them, but it's worth highlighting the collection, Nosso Lar, which literally translating is called Our Home, which is a book psychographed by Chico Xavier through the spirit André Luis. This book was released in 1944, and Our Home is a classic of spiritist literature in Brazil. It covers the first years of the Dr. André Luis after his passing. In the book Our Home, a spiritual colony where spirits gather to learn and work between incarnations, is depicted. The book raises questions about the meaning of fair and dignified work and the law of cause and effect, to which all spirits, according to Spiritism, are subject. It is an incredible source of learning about the spiritual world. Other people with gifts similar to Chico's have come and will continue to appear in the world. This is to help us prepare for our evolution as human beings. Chico Xavier was one more to provide this help, bringing us more information about the spiritual world to help us become better beings. Give yourself a chance to learn more. Start reading spiritist books. At the very least, it will make you think a lot, and you will get to know one of Chico Xavier's wonderful works. I will leave the link in the description for the book. But surely you can also find a free PDF version online. There is also a movie about the book, Our Home. It's not the same as the book, but it's good enough. And personally, I really enjoyed the movie. Friends, like the video, leave your comment if you had heard of Chico Xavier before. Recommend this video if you think you have a friend who would like to know this story. A big hug and thank you for watching.